So this is a video about the recent business acquisitions by Disney. So that's this video owned by Disney now. Movie studios and distributors, and really big businesses in general, are constantly acquiring and offloading new assets, sometimes components of competitors, sometimes entire companies. There's nothing really unusual about that. I think to really understand the significance of what Disney are doing right now, we have to take a trip down memory lane. And we have to talk about vertical integration. Vertical integration, sometimes called vertical distribution, is when a company controls its entire supply line. Think of it like this. If you have a company that builds cars, that's only part of the supply line of supplying a product, in this case a car, to the consumer. If you own the entire supply line, you supply your car factory with the components, and you make those components from materials you yourself gather. You own the steelworks that produces all the bits. On the opposite side of the supply line, you own the car showrooms, the customer-facing part of your business. Between the 1920s and late 1940s, early 50s, Hollywood was a place where you could see vertical integration in action. The big studios produced their own pictures, they distributed them, and they exhibited them in their own theatres. That all came to an end thanks to the Hollywood antitrust case of 1948, where the US Supreme Court ordered an end to the biggest 5 studios owning theatre chains, cutting out the last part of vertical integration. Today, big studios still have their production arms, responsible for shooting and editing their movies, and digitally replacing disgraced actors. And the studios too retain their distribution arms, responsible for marketing their movies, and also for picking up independent movies that later go on to get theatrical releases. Disney's acquisitions have long been taken note of, particularly their acquisition of Marvel in 2009 and Lucasfilm in 2012. Both of which bolstered a very powerful back catalogue of rights to movies and franchises. In 2017, Disney acquired a huge chunk of Fox, pending government approval, including 20th Century Fox, the movie studio, and the TV production part of Fox Television. It also acquired a number of Fox cable networks, and most pertinently, it bought the 30% of Hulu that Fox owned, doubling its previous stake and giving it the controlling share. Hulu is, of course, a subscription video-on-demand service. It's a competitor to Netflix. Its ownership is divided in a way that seems to frustrate all parties, Comcast with 30% and Time Warner with 10%. However, it does give Disney a meaningful online platform for exhibition. The deal, in large, has raised many antitrust concerns. It's a horizontal merger, meaning that it could, in many ways, be anti-competitive. Disney has already angered many by trying to exclude certain journalists from certain events because they didn't toe Disney's line. Many accuse Disney of wanting the media to really act as its PR. A bigger market share only threatens to make Disney more powerful and less reliant on the free press, more able to blacklist dissenters, if you want to be dramatic. And oh, do I want to be dramatic? If the Disney-Fox deal had gone ahead in late 2016, then Disney's domestic box office in 2017 would have given it a very intimidating 40% market share. That should be something to take note of. You can certainly bet the other people with whole points of market share are watching closely, with corporate buttocks clenched. Disney are even dictating pretty unfavourable terms to movie theatres, notably with The Last Jedi, where Disney demanded a 65% of ticket sales. The Hulu thing is really small fry. In 2019, Disney plans to start its own branded video streaming service. Whilst most Marvel TV shows will remain, it seems that Disney plans to pull most of its movies and Pixar movies from Netflix by the end of 2018. Which would mean it hasn't necessarily achieved vertical distribution, it still certainly doesn't own a massive theatre chain, but that it's closer than ever. But if you couple that with its obese market share, and the fact that it can seemingly tell cinemas the deal they're going to take, and pray they don't alter it further, it seems that's the way it's heading. I'm not saying Disney is or has a monopoly, and I think you could argue this is what companies naturally do. They seek to thrive. But is this the beginning of a new paradigm? Will this prompt 2 Disney competitors or more to merge with each other just in an effort to match Disney's size? I'd love to know what you guys think about all of this. Is Disney risking the ire of antitrust rulings? And should it? Don't forget to leave a like so I can exchange all the likes at the end of the day for Mickey Mouse memorabilia. Thank you very much for joining me. Join me next time where I'll be talking about the importance of fandoms and living up to their expectations. Or not, using The Last Jedi as an example. See you then.
This is not Santa's workshop.